Welcome to Forever, man. Let's go. Come on. This forever. No surrender. Yeah. You know that this right here forever. Go. And there will be no surrender. Now allow me to reintroduce myself. They call me.
You're now tuned in to the Dads Who Live podcast. I'm Joel Staley with my co-host Tyler Gaeta.
On this week's episode of the Dads Who Live podcast, we talk about Joel and I's fitness challenge, anal chugs, fuck Alan Roberts, and Joel also lies and says that he has been waking up at 5 o'clock every morning when he slept in the morning that we made this episode. So let's talk about fucking Alan Roberts.
Oh yeah, let's.
How do you feel about Alan Roberts right now?
I mean, if I'm not pulling any punches whatsoever, the word douchebag kind of comes to my head. And I don't want to shit on past guests or anything, but...
So it kind of sucks because I actually liked him. You know, like when we did the interview with him. So I like Alan Roberts' videos, but at first, like, you know, when he talks about how he got started basically being like a bully on YouTube, coming after people and talking shit on them. Like, that's not really like the type of message I'm trying to put across. Like, I'm not going to go after anybody and bully him.
That's the easy way to gain followers.
Yeah.
Is when you don't have any followers, you find someone with a shit ton of followers, and then you try tearing them apart and tagging them and using all their hashtags and their tags and everything like that. And then when someone pulls up, you know, the person with the huge following, you're right next to them, and out of curiosity, people are going to click on your stuff.
So that's basically how I got started. So I didn't like that. But then I feel like he has molded it into where like now his videos are more informative, trying to help people out. And you can tell that the guy is passionate. So I like that. Problem is, and we should have seen it coming when we were trying to line him up, you know, and he said he'd do the show and then he wouldn't reply for how long, how many times. And then he finally came on and did the show, and we're just a little peas in the pod right now. You know what I mean? But we do have this group of dads who lift. It's 30,000 dudes. And, you know, we had him on our podcast, which like maybe it didn't get a ton of views yet, but this fucker is going to blow up. And at some point it's going to have a lot of fucking clout behind it. And we still had him on our podcast, and we shared that shit to our whole group of 30,000 followers. So he got 30,000 views off of maybe not views, but 30,000 potential people in our group seeing it. And then he told us he was going to share it.
Dude, before that, we get him into the Dads Who Lift group. We're like, here's Alan Roberts. If you haven't followed his page yet, go follow it.
Yeah, pimped him out.
Then we get him on the podcast. Same deal. How can we support you? What can people do to help you grow your businesses type deal? And he's like, hey, by the way, just let me know when this is ready. I'm going to share it on my channels, and we're all good here.
He even said on our podcast, like, I don't remember the exact wordage, but basically like, you guys are doing a great job. You guys actually asked good questions. He actually said he'd like to have us on his podcast. He's like, you know, you guys are doing a good job. It's going to blow up. And then the dickhead never even shared it on his shit.
I feel like the girl after the guy gets laid, basically, where he's like saying everything we want to hear, and then as soon as the podcast is done, the deed's done, it's like, yeah, I'll call you, just keep texting me and I'll for sure get back to you, and then ghost.
So just so everybody knows, we've sent him multiple messages after the show asking him when, and not like too much, you know, we're not going to be pests, but we sent a couple after, asking him when he was going to share it, let him know when it was live. Like a week later, I sent another one that was just like, hey, man, was there something wrong with the editing? Is there something you didn't like you want us to change, you know, so you can share it? He said he was just busy. He was still planning on sharing it. So then we waited I think it was like 2 or 3 weeks since I said anything. And then I finally reached back out and I was like, hey, buddy, you know, hope you're doing well with this COVID shit. Hope everything's well. You know, are you still planning on sharing the podcast we shot together? And fucker read it and didn't even respond.
So instead of just calling Alan Roberts a douchebag, which is kind of what we are doing, how do we mold this to like, how can this be a lesson for everyone? All right, maybe don't be like that. And here's why.
Well, here's what I say is like, I mean, so I don't want people like, if you don't want to share we're going to have guests on that don't necessarily have to share the podcast, and that's cool. Like, if you're going to be our guest, we welcome you on. We want to have great guests. We want to have good people on the show. But if you say you're going to share it, then fucking follow through, man. If you're not going to share it, that's cool. Just let us know in the beginning.
Especially if you're someone who is so cut and dry. Oh, I tell it the way it is.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm brutally honest. You can always hear the truth from me. And then it's like you're pandering, saying what you think we want to hear, and then which ends up taking way more time than had you just said, this probably won't be a perfect fit for my audience, but let me know how I can support you in other ways or whatever. Now it's 3 weeks of, hey, Tyler, has Alan gotten back to you? No. I messaged him too. Did you hear back? No. It's like takes so much more time than had you just been upfront and honest. So I think the lesson to take away there is just as a man, let alone a business owner, when you're running businesses, as a man alone, do what you say you're going to do, or don't make promises you can't keep, I guess.
Word is your bond, man.
Exactly.
Word is your bond. So, Alan, thanks for coming on the show, man. We loved having you, but you did us dirty. It's kind of a douchebag move. Sorry.
Long live V-Shred, as you said.
Yeah, right. I think we're going to have V-Shred on our next episode. We're going to have V-Shred as a guest. But anyways, so... what I really wanted to talk about today, that was just like a little cameo that we got into. But what I really want to talk about today is something that I'm personally struggling with. And I don't know if you are too, but like we've talked about this in previous podcasts as well. But the fucking schedule, man. And I don't really necessarily know if I don't think it's really because of coronavirus, because my schedule has picked back up and there's really like no change, even though coronavirus is going on. I'm busy as fuck right now. I think previously when I said that things are slow because of coronavirus, it was just because my landscape season hadn't kicked off yet, because we start the first week of April. And it seems like since it kicked off, it's just been balls to the wall ever since. So I'm, as many people know, maybe some don't, but I'm a single dad. My son's mom is not in the picture, so I have him 24/7. I raise him 24/7. I run multiple companies. We do this podcast. We have this Dads Who Lift group. And I'm also trying to, Joel and I have a fitness competition, which I got to hang myself out here and say that I was doing 75 hard and I had beers last Saturday night.
I encouraged you.
Yep. Joel did encourage me.
Last night's the first night I haven't drank during this whole thing.
I shot Joel a text just so everybody knows, everybody could hear me. I shot Joel a text. I was at my cabin. Everybody's drinking out of my cabin. And it was a stressful fucking day. I had problems with one of my partners and one of my companies that I had to deal with that day. It was just a long fucking week, not to make excuses. But I'm out there and everybody's drinking at the cabin. We're at the bar to grab dinner. And my buddies are in there taking shots. I'm like, if I just get a shot, it's not that bad. It's not, there's barely any carbs, or if I have a Michelob Ultra or whatever. So I shoot Joel a text as my accountability buddy. I'm like, hey, about to drink. And he goes, go for it. You deserve it.
I sent you a picture. I still got like my tumbler and my ice ball on my lap. I'm like number 3 down the hatch right now, which I'm not like bragging about, but it's just boring here in quarantine.
Shit happens, man. I got right back on the horse. I'm not even going to say, last time I tried to do 75 hard, technically I failed 75 hard. But last time I tried to do 75 hard, I got like 3 weeks in and I didn't take a fucking project picture. God damn it. Progress picture. And I was so like set into boom, boom, boom that it ended it for me, and then I never picked it back up. So this time I was like, fuck it, I'm still doing it. I actually did not cheat on my diet that night. I had like a couple shots and like 3 Michelob Ultras.
Dude, you gotta do an anal chug.
No.
That will not count.
Never do that. Yeah, I think that still counts. It's alcohol.
That's the loophole, dude.
No, that's alcohol.
It's 0 calories if it goes up the chute.
Is it really 0 calories?
No,
I'm not doing it, but but anyway, so I just hopped right back on it the next day. And part of me, the voice in my head goes, well, you fucked it up. You might as well start again Monday morning. And this was Saturday. I fucked it up. So the voice in my head was telling myself, well, that means you can go get Chinese food on Sunday and eat like shit. But I didn't.
The inner bitch voice, that's what I've been calling it.
I didn't, though. I picked it right back up the next day. I did not cheat that night on my meal plan. I might have had like a couple extra fucking almonds, but nothing like crazy.
Did you have just the one Michelob?
No, I had like I had a few. I had like 3 shots. I did take shots of vodka though, because I was like, I wanted the lowest calorie, lowest carb, and it's like straight fucking rubbing alcohol. I haven't done that since I was in like
I can't
high
do
school.
shots of vodka.
It was disgusting. But I had my fitness in mind. But I did some shots of vodka and had some Michelobs, which is like 2.6 grams of carbs a piece.
That's not bad.
But I still fucking failed it. But either way, that's neither here nor there. I picked it right back up and I'm going after it. I'm still going that July 1st deal. So Joel and I have a challenge July 1st.
Dude, I put on about 10 fucking pounds in the last 10 days.
That's good. What'd she say, mommy like? Your wife?
Yeah, oh yeah. Amy, so I'm like just playing with Kennedy in my underwear in the living room. And she's like, man, you are getting thick. Mama like.
Nice.
She likes me to have some meat on my bones. Which
Have you seen, in gaining that 10 pounds, have you seen your lifts go up?
Oh, dude, 100%. So not only that, I was going to say, we were talking about schedule. One thing that's been a huge blessing for me is this July 1st challenge, because with any goal, I feel like you should have a deadline and that's continually creeping up on you. So I went from, which happens from time to time, going to the gym without a real purpose. I just like going to the gym, get some stress out, get some lifts in. But now it's like, all right, July's coming. I got to eat. I got to take my sups, and I got to go to the gym and kick ass. And just that alone has been like the staple of my schedule. Now I'm waking up early, getting to the gym, eating a big ass breakfast, which I don't typically do because I'm in that fast lane, as most of you know. But just eating so goddamn much, my lifts, not only are my lifts going up, but my whole workout is just feels fueled as opposed to me pushing through. I'm like, oh yeah, it like just feels so good.
Let me bring up one more thing, and then I want to circle back to that schedule deal. But I'm going through this thing right now to where I'm on like 25. So I've got a coach. I've got a coach. Cork Nutrition is who I'm using here for my July 1st challenge deal. And so the way he likes to do it is he'll like bulk you up first. You basically add food every week and you eat an ungodly amount of food, and it's to get your metabolism back up. And then you cut down once your metabolism is up and you've gained a lot of muscle. And so I just started with him like right before this challenge. So we didn't have time to do that. And I told him like July 1st, like, I don't want to fucking lose. So like, let's get our heads in the game here. Let's go. And so we had to start cutting, right? So I went from like 3,600 calories on this, like trying to get my metabolism back a day, to right now I'm at like 2,500 calories a day, and my carbs consist of 4 pieces of toast a day, and that's pretty much it.
No way.
And some like, well, I guess there's an apple has carbs, 2 apples a day. And but I'm at this, so I hit this, I dropped like 7 pounds right away that first week, which is like the kinetic, they call it, I don't know.
Just from dropping your carbs, you're going to drop
basically water weight. And then I basically plateaued. And so I've been at 2,500 calories, basically like at maintenance. And that's with working out every day and doing a cardio every day, 45-minute cardio. And he is like dumbfounded. He's like, dude, I got girls on prep that eat more than that. Like, what the fuck? Like, what'd he say yesterday? He goes, did you just never eat before? And I was like, I had to think about it. I'm like, I always thought I overate before. But if you really look at my caloric intake for a week, I really didn't. Because like I would eat like shit. I'd binge eat. So I'd eat like shit for like a day. But then I'd fast for a day or two. Or I'd eat like shit for 2 days and I'd fast for 2 days.
It's been a while since you've been fasting though, hasn't it?
No, because even back like before I started with Cork, I didn't like fast like you.
You worked with Langer.
Yeah.
For a while.
Which I still fasted.
Okay.
But I've been fasting the whole time. I didn't fast like you guys did, where we did like 70, you do like 72-hour fast and century fast and shit like that. But I would still do like, all right, I ate like shit yesterday, need to barely eat anything today,
So I think the problem may not be so much of the fasting in that aspect, but maybe you're used to, all right, well, I did a 36-hour fast. I dropped 4 pounds. Now, basically, if you dial in your nutrition perfectly every day for 7 days, do all your cardio, you're really still on pace for like 1 to 2 pounds a week.
what he's saying, and I really don't know, man. I mean, it makes sense both ways. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with fasting. I'm not knocking your program. But what he's saying is that basically by doing that, by being in a caloric deficit for so long, it could be fasting. It could just be by being in a caloric deficit.
Yeah, because you've been cutting since I've known you, basically.
Yeah, that my metabolism is basically, my dick's in the dirt. My metabolism basically ran into the ground. You know what I mean? So he's basically saying, like, if I had a year, if you didn't give a fuck about July 1st of this summer and we had a year to work together to where I could bulk you up the right way and get your metabolism where it should be, and then you start cutting, because then you don't really even have to try to cut because your metabolism is so high that it just fucking happens.
It's funny because before I got into fasting, I'd worked with probably 100 or more, at least dozens and dozens of clients, and I had to have the same conversations all the time. Oh, well, you're not losing weight because you're building muscle and you're losing fat. Oh, you're not losing weight because your hormones must be out of balance. Like, is it your sleep? Are you stressed out? Like, there's all these things where at the end of the day, I've found, this might not be you because you have been in a deficit literally for basically years.
Yeah.
Is that it is just when you're doing calories and macros, such a painfully slow process. Like, literally, if you take the cardio out of it, which again, cardio, depending on how much you're doing, you're burning 300 to 500
to be said
calories.
for metabolism, though, because there's some people that just fucking always have a high metabolism, like you.
Yeah.
And I hate you.
Yeah.
There's just some people that can fucking, I'm going to just bulk up to 205, and then next week I'll be right back down to 175. Not quite that, but you know what I'm saying. There's just some people that have a high-ass metabolism.
Yeah.
And there's some
I've been
that
fasting
don't.
like a crazy person, so...
But you're just that dude that's got the high metabolism, you're like that 1 in 1,000. Most people are not, like, so my coach says that he can get to a place to where he's at like 218 right now. But when he's building his, working out every day and building his, metabolic rate up and building his, what am I looking for here? His metabolism up. He said he can get to a point where he eats 7,000 calories a day and does not gain weight.
Which sounds like fucking hell to me.
I know, but if you can actually get to that point to where you're eating that much food and not gaining weight, think about how high your fucking metabolism is. Our buddy Carlos, Cano Cleaning, he's in the Dads Who Live group too. He says the same fucking thing. He's like, dude, my metabolism's so high from bulking. Like,
He eats a lot.
Yeah, he eats a shitload and he's jacked and lean as fuck, So it's like, do I want to be eating 2,500 calories maintenance or starving myself at 2,000 to cut? Or do I want to take the right time and bulk the fuck up and boost my metabolism up to where, I can cut at 5,000 calories? And is that even possible? I don't know. It's never worked for me, but this is just what these people are saying, and I see it work for other people.
I think it's more than just calories too, because if you start eating 3,000 then 3,500 calories and 4,000 calories of like pizza, nachos, beer.
These are clean
shit.
calories.
Right.
These guys, like Carlos, eats clean.
So when you start eating
Cork's
rice,
eating clean.
chicken, vegetables, your body will adapt to that.
Yeah.
So a lot of it is eating clean. I'm with you, but are you trying to welch out of July 1st?
No, I'm not at all. No, I'm on it. That's not what this conversation is.
Nice. All right.
No, not at all. I can't go through the summer. Like right now, I'm in pretty decent shape and I feel fluffy. But I do feel like, I've been at like 201 right now. This morning I was at 214. I don't feel like I think my body fat percentage is about the same from when I was 201 to 214. Like I don't feel horrible. You know what I mean? So, and my lifts have gone up. I'm hitting 315 again on bench on my last set. So I do feel like I have gained some muscle, just eating a little bit more food and staying consistent with like high protein chicken. I'm eating clean as fuck right now. That's what I said to him yesterday. I'm like, man, I might have had those few beers, but like for one night. But as far as my diet goes, like this is the cleanest and best I've eaten in years. And I'm like, the scale's not moving. Like, what the fuck's happening? But there's got to be, you can gain muscle, lose fat, and stay the same weight. What?
I don't know.
Why are you
I
looking
didn't
at
know
me?
if you were done talking. You were waiting on me.
No, I've done.
So David Goggins is like the anomaly that I always think of because he was, I want to say he was like 280 to 320.
But I know I'm not going to have abs at 214. It's just not going to happen.
So
Some guys do, but the way I'd have to put on a shitload of muscle to have abs at 214.
yeah. So we got what, 2 months left, 2.5 months. Mm-hmm. So you can.
Oh, I'm on it. I'm not
What do you
welching
think?
out.
What you said originally,
Today it's fucking
175.
raining, and I'm thinking about the whole thing. I'm thinking about on the drive here is this outdoor workout I got to do today. It's gonna rain the rest of the fucking day. I'm like, God damn it! I should have done that this morning.
So if you're 213 to 215 now,
Yeah,
originally Quirk said he could get you to 175, which now it sounds like because
185.
Now it's 185.
Yeah.
Do you think 185 is possible in the next 2.5 months? Do you just stay on it balls to the wall?
I do because he's watching it, man. He had me weigh in again this morning. Like he's really giving it. I think he wants to beat you because
Bring it on, Quirk.
He's really in this fucking deal. Like usually with these coaches, like with you're using Langer, and Langer's a great coach too, but you're checking in like once a week.
Yeah.
You know, like so he's already got 2 check-ins a week.
I'm
and
like, hey man, how's this look? I don't know. Schedule a check-in. I'm like, okay. Literally took longer to make that sentence than just a good or not so good, but
right. So
love you, Langer. Love you, Nick.
I'm talking to Cork like every day, and he's having me check in every day, and he's on it. He's like, listen, man, if in the beginning, I'm not gonna lie, he was not very responsive, and it kind of pissed me off in the beginning.
I'm
But
still
now,
waiting on my response from him.
no, it's because I told him you went another direction, so he's probably like, fuck that, all right. But anyways, he said if shit doesn't drop again by Wednesday, that he's going to redo the plan again or make adjustments. And he actually talked about maybe trying keto, which I'm like, yeah, I've done keto. I don't mind keto. I don't know if I can. See, this is where I have to have a coach because I'm starting this fucking this cycle, this test TRT basically tomorrow.
Oh, I thought you started yesterday. I was going to ask you about that.
No, tomorrow. So I'm basically, you're staying natty and I'm going anabolic. Not like crazy anabolic, just test, but it's still anabolic, you know? So I'm starting basically to get my testosterone back up tomorrow, and you're going to be naughty through this. Well, that's the plan, right? You're staying naughty through this whole deal?
Dude, I'm feeling like my testosterone. So, I mean, why not? Who cares? It was a while, probably just from being an old married fart. You know, you ever wake up and your shit's at like half mass or less? You're like, what the hell, dude? I remember waking up when I was 20. The shit was knocking me in the chin.
Right.
For the last week or so, I don't know if it's because I've been eating a lot more. I don't know if it's because I've been more focused on my heavy lifting, which is great for testosterone. And Nick's got me on a couple subs that he recommends to naturally boost your T up.
What are those?
Dude, it's a pile. I can link it in the show notes or something, but it's like literally I swallow fucking like
Well, I think I'm on the same pills.
Okay, so
Yeah, I mean, I still take the pills from when I trained with Nick. I
Yeah.
never stopped.
That's a lot.
It's like a multivitamin, a bunch of cardiovascular shit. Take magnesium taurate before bed.
Yep.
There's ketone.
CoQ10 is one of them.
Yep. Yeah, Q10. Yep.
So yeah, I'm taking those. But anyway, the last 4 or 5 days, I'm waking up, back's touching the ceiling.
So that's those are what he has you do, which I do like. This is those aren't necessarily testosterone boosters, but I mean maybe he has you on a testosterone booster too. But those are cardiovascular boosters. Those
I got a couple that are strictly to get T up.
But those
yeah,
help
also
your
that.
blood flow and oxygen into your blood and shit like that. I mean, everybody knows the more blood flow you got, the harder your dick's going to be.
Dude, it could even be placebo because I'm not a huge advocate of supplements. I'm doing it because that's what he says, and like they're not going to hurt, I don't feel like. But placebo effect's super real. So if I'm taking a fucking 2 palms full of pills and then I'm going to the gym, I'm probably going to feel pretty good, like I'm doing something.
I mean, I can tell you after I take them every morning, my piss is like neon green.
Oh, yeah, that's that multivitamin.
That Nutrex.
But I've been eating, and I've been like, so here's the thing. I have the same conversation 5 to 10 times a day on sales calls, essentially. Like, all right, here's why meal plans don't work, at least not long term. Here's why meal plans don't work long term. Here's why counting your calories. Like, everyone I've talked to's tried it. I'm like, do you still do it? No. Well, why not? Because it was a pain in the ass. Okay, so not going to work for you long term.
Right.
So I can only have that conversation 300 times before my coach is like, here's your meal plan and here's your calories and macros. And I'm like, dude, I would be the biggest fucking hypocrite in the world if I did this. I did for like half a day, and like I slipped up and told you, whatever coach says, I'm doing it, man. I'm invested. I'm paying him. I did it like half a day, and Amy's
So
like,
I told him when he hired his coach Langer, I was like, "Yeah, I'll give you about a week. I'll give you about a week, and you're not going to be doing it." He's like, "No, whatever coach says, what I do. When I'm paying someone, I follow it." I'm like, "Yeah, all right." Okay.
yeah, I guess I'm full of shit because I made it like half a day. I'm eating every 2 hours, like very inconvenient, and then I'm at like 1,100 calories. And Amy's like, "Can we get tacos tonight?" I was like, "Well, I'm supposed to have Ezekiel bread and a chicken breast, but since I still have like 3,000 calories to hit, yeah, let's get some tacos, maybe some margaritas." So I've been
You did get margaritas because you sent me a picture.
I've been dirty bulking like a motherfucker.
So the whole time I've been trying to eat clean and not drink, Joel's been sending me pictures of tacos and margaritas.
fucking like McDonald's breakfast I sent you the other day.
You did, yeah.
Just trolling.
Bulking on the way to 205. Yep, fucking asshole.
Yeah. Well, once you know, like you said about the metabolism, which is true, but once you do have that tool in your pocket and you can drop fat fucking fast, it's like, dude, I'm not going to eat 3,000 calories to put on a pound a week for 6 months so I can do the vice versa and gain a net 1 or 2 pounds of muscle. I'm going to eat like I fucking want to eat.
You know, yeah, but so Cork said something the other day when we were talking when he told me that he had girls that eat more than I do on his fucking program, which I'm sure is true.
Allison Page, what's her face does it. I ran into her at the gym the other day.
Yeah. But, fuck, I lost where I was going.
Quirk says he has girls eat more than you. And
Yeah, I
you
don't know.
thought to
Might as well
yourself,
just pick something else up and I'll come back to it. I don't remember.
but yeah, dude, so you're thinking like physique pro competitor who does this shit all day, every day, lives, breathes, and shits this stuff, that you're going to show up July 1st and you're going to, your words, put me to shame. I love the confidence.
Oh, that's what I was going to say.
I love
So,
the confidence, but
well, I mean, I'm going to be anabolic and I am stronger than you now.
oh yeah. Wait,
So if I could cut down, I would definitely look better, but I don't know if that's a lot of weight to cut, especially with me sitting at like 214, 215 for the past like 4 days and not moving. I'm sitting here going, oh fuck, this is like a wasted week, you know? But that's what I was saying is that I would rather get to a point. I'm all for your fasting program, man. I think fasting has great benefits, but I like to fucking eat. And if I could eat, like, I don't like to eat and be hungry though. You know, like, so having to be at 2,000 calories a day to cut sucks balls because you're eating, but you're still fucking hungry, you know?
Oh yeah.
But if I could actually, like, I'm going to do this shit this winter, not this summer, because I can't go through summer being fluffy as fuck. But come September, I'm going to do his shit and bulk up. And I'm hoping by next spring, I am taking in 5,000-6,000 calories a day without gaining weight. Because then I can actually fucking
Clean food, dude. That is
then I can actually
so
cut
much
the right
food.
way.
So are you still going to be doing like clean eating all
Absolutely.
the time?
Yep. So he
It's going to be
said
your full-time job.
he said when in the wintertime when his guys bulk, they get one cheat meal a night, but they have to stay within the calories and macros. So you can basically go off the plan and
So breakfast number 2, breakfast number 3, lunch number 1, lunch number 2, and then dinner with the family.
Yep, exactly. But you have to still keep it like within your macros, but it doesn't have to be clean, you know?
That makes it a little better.
Yeah,
Not
for
perfect,
sure.
but
You just have beers. You can have beers like every Saturday night. You can have a couple beers, but keep them like Michelob Ultra or whiskey or, you know, something that's probably not margaritas, you know? So... But I want to get to a point to where I'm not fucking starving myself all the time and that my metabolism is running enough to where I can lose weight without starving myself and I'm full. Does that make sense?
do you think you can eat 4,000 to 6,000 calories of clean food and one cheat meal a day consistently for the next 2 or 3 years?
Yeah.
All right. Well, then it'll work for you. I couldn't fucking
Well,
do
it doesn't. It's not going to take 2 to 3 years to build your shit back up. I mean, I guess you got to always do it.
You got to always do it.
But I am yes, because actually now I'm eating clean right now, and it's not a shitload of calories, but I'm eating clean. Like even when I drank, I didn't cheat. I haven't had pizza. I haven't had chips. I haven't had cheese dip. I haven't had Chinese.
I've had all those things
I
this
haven't
week.
had tacos. Like I haven't had anything bad. I've still ate clean the whole time. And I feel great. Like I feel better. It's almost like, so it's fucking weird. When I first started, man, when I first started this program, and I think your body does like adapt and get used to everything. Because when I first started this program, I remember there's a meal, basically, lunchtime meal that's eggs, and it's like an omelet, fat-free cheese with like 6 ounces of egg whites, 2 eggs, and a couple pieces of toast. And when I first started this deal, that was my least favorite meal. I fucking hated it. I was like, oh man, I gotta eat all these fucking eggs again. And now, like, that's my favorite part of the day. I love that fucking.
How many
meal.
eggs is it?
It's 6 ounces of egg whites and then 2 full eggs. So it's a pretty fat, big ass omelet with some fat-free cheese in the middle. I throw some salsa on top and 2 pieces of toast.
Dude, I can never go back.
Huh?
Just like plugging shit. Do you use MyFitnessPal or?
No, I just go off. I'm eating exactly what's on the plan. So I'm not like substituting anything. So I don't need to. And I've got it memorized. You know what I mean?
So what if you decide to go on like some dates, which I know you're kind of being low key right now, but say you meet a bad one and she's like, oh, there's this new pizza place I've really been wanting to go to.
Dude, I don't even know if there's any baddies left like that. I don't even care anymore. I don't know, man. I'm so on my mission right now. I'm so on like my game, my life, what I want. I'm really trying to get, my fucking apartment building going this year, and I'm trying to get my basement finished so I can refi to be able to get the apartment. I just got a lot of shit going on. I don't have time for a relationship right now. So, I mean, I don't know if the right one came along. I mean, I guess, so my last meal is steak, so I could still go out to a dinner and get a steak. I wouldn't be able to have like any of the fucking potatoes or carbs or anything, but I could get a water steak and probably fit a salad in, That'd be all right.
Yeah.
It's only supposed to be 6 ounces of steak.
Jeez.
But I mean, I eat like 20 ounces of meat a day, 7 ounces of chicken in one meal, 7 ounces of chicken, another meal, and then 6 ounces of steak. So I could sub out, I mean, if I really wanted to, I could sub out like 4 ounces of chicken and eat 10 ounces of steak or 12 ounces of steak.
So are we taking bets of like people who want to bet on you or I for this July? Because then
that's going to make it real fucking real.
So these last few weeks, I was like, all right, well, we're both going to get in awesome shape for July 1st. We can do a shoot. We can pimp some stuff for the podcast and the group and stuff. But the more we talk, it's like, oh, this is a fucking challenge. And I think we both thrive in
yeah.
I think most guys are competitive as fuck. So that's just great to push the envelope even
How
more.
are we going to test this though? Like, are we going to do a body composition test and whoever has the leanest muscle mass? Because I feel like you're fucking lean all the time. Like even when you're, what do you have? 195 right now?
197 as of this morning.
197. So
I'm getting up to 205 and I'm cutting. That's the plan.
Well, yeah, but that's like a week with your fasting shit. And you'll
It's
be
been
back
like
down
10
to
days of
175.
me eating like complete shit. I've only gained like 3 pounds.
See, this is why I hate you. Like we're just completely different body types. But I mean, there's so many different ways that we could go for strongest, but that's not
No.
really. I think we should do that. We'll go
You got 20
strongest.
pounds on me.
I know. So I don't know how we're gonna judge it.
Well,
And there's other shit that goes into it. Like I don't even know how to pose. I'm not a fucking competitor.
The way I look at
so
it,
if we go,
we don't
say,
need to pose.
Yeah,
like
but if we say we're
bodybuilders.
gonna put pictures up to the group and let them decide, like you're gonna be all posed out, and I'm gonna
I
be
don't know how
like,
to fucking pose either. I just go up there looking shredded and do my thing. But I say if it's not like an obvious choice of here's a picture of Tyler, here's a picture of Joel. Okay, Tyler's clearly the winner,
or are we
Joel's
doing
clearly the
transformation
winner.
here? Are we doing like a before and after? Who had the better transformation?
No, because I've been doing a transformation the last 20 years.
I like that.
Of course. Okay. From physique competitor to still same physique competitor to a guy who's trying to lose 30 pounds. Like, who's going to have the better transformation? No shit.
I mean, if I can actually do it though, that's a lot of weight to lose. And
I say, if it's not a clear fucking winner, if people are like, whoa, like either 50% say me, 50% say you, or people are like, I don't know, you both look great. Well, then it's a fucking draw. Then maybe we just go to the strip club or something if it's open.
I really don't give a fuck either way because as long as I'm in good shape by summer, that's all I really care about.
If half the people are saying fucking Tyler, and again, dude, like not only am I a physique competitor, I'm a pro physique competitor. So if people are saying, dude,
Yeah.
you look just as good, that is about as good a win as you can do, unless, like you said, you fucking come in somehow absolutely shredded. The margaritas, McDonald's, Chinese, and all this stuff.
Just keep drinking that whiskey, bro. Just keep drinking that whiskey and keep eating that McDonald's.
Yeah, I'm excited, man. It's always nice to have a deadline and something to push for.
But so this is where I've been struggling, right? So I got all this shit going on to circle back to the beginning of the podcast.
Yeah, fuck you, Alan.
Yeah, fuck you, Alan. We got all this shit going on.
Oh yeah, schedule.
How do I find time to get all this done, and where do my priorities lie?
You've been sleeping in, dude.
Well, no, I mean, I'm up by 6:30 every day. I haven't been waking up at 5. Are you still doing the 5?
Yeah.
Yeah, every day?
Yeah, because it just gives me a satisfaction knowing you're sleeping till 6:30. So I say, it's like when the Rocky movies, when he wakes up, cracks the eggs, it's still dark out, and he's the only one jogging on the street. Not just you, but even when I was training for my marathon, when I was training for the physique shows, anytime I'm doing something competitive, there's something to be said about, you just get like a mental jolt of waking up and knowing for like a goddamn fact. That's why it used to be 4 o'clock. Found out you were sleeping till 6, so I get to sleep till 5 now. But waking up at 4 and being at the gym at 4:30, you're the only one in there, maybe one other guy. Just knowing that, I'm up, I'm putting work in, my fucking competition's still snuggled up to next to their pillow. There's just something that like ignites in you. You're like, oh yeah, motherfucker.
See, I disagree. I think there's something wrong with you. See, I don't know. I mean, I like drive, I like challenge, but I'm already successful. I mean, and you are too, but I don't know. I don't feel like there's a point to where there was a point in my 20s where I felt that way, that it was like grind, go. And I still grind. I still, just by who the fuck I am, I'm still going to get more done in a day than most people do, regardless of how late I sleep in. But I mean, there was definitely a point to where it was balls to the wall, but anymore it's like quality of life. You know, we talked about it with Caleb Moran, and maybe it just comes down to, it probably does just come down to your fucking metabolism, you being able to get less sleep and still fucking be functional, because my metabolism is so fucked.
Well, I go to bed early too, is the thing.
Yeah, not really.
So then
like 9?
I cut out that thought. It's nice waking up early and saying, my competition's still sleeping, but then I don't go to bed thinking, oh fuck, my competition's still up.
Yeah, but what time do you go to bed?
Yeah, usually 9:30, 10.
I mean, that's when I go to bed and I sleep till 6. And then I'm still, like yesterday, I slept till 6 o'clock, went to bed yesterday at like 9:30, 10, maybe 10 o'clock. I was actually asleep, and I was dick in the dirt tired. Now I still did a workout in the morning, still worked all day. You know, I'm doing my kids' schooling, so I do that after work. And then we went for a bike ride I took my son for a bike ride at like 5. I told him every single day, he's got to do something outside with me. You know, I'm doing this 75 hard, so I'm doing 45 minutes outside a day. So I told him every day, either, you know, we're going for a walk or we're going for a bike ride. If your legs hurt, little man, then we're going for a walk, you know, because I want him to get out of the house. I don't want him just to be sitting on his fucking Xbox during this quarantine the whole time.
Do you know what Arnold would say? So there's a picture of Arnold staring at me right now, and it's that famous Arnold Schwarzenegger quote. He's like, there's 24 hours in a day. You're awake for 18 of them. Some people say 6 hours isn't enough. I tell them, sleep faster.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, you can be full of all the like sayings and whatever you want, but when it comes down to life, and I think most everyday people will relate, is it's all about balance. And
everyday people are going to look like shit on July 1st, though.
I'm struggling to find the balance of where, because I mean, I can force myself to wake up at 5. I did it for 2 weeks with you. I had one of my employees coming over every morning to work out with me at my house. I was held accountable, but my life just sucked. I did not enjoy my life. And, you know,
there's an adjustment period though. It takes a week or two.
Yeah, but I did it for 2 weeks and I still didn't enjoy it. Like, it gets to a point for me, and I'm more philosophical. I think you're, I'm not going to say you're not philosophical because you're in the shit with me too. But, you know, for me, and not to go down too deep of a rabbit hole, but like I get to this point to where it's like, what the fuck is life and what really matters? You know, like, at the end of the day, if I want to be shredded by July 1st for me, just so that I can feel good or get in the best shape of my life, that's great. But like when I die, it doesn't really fucking matter that I was shredded on July 1st. You know, when I'm dead and gone,
I'll make sure there's a picture of our July 1st, us next to each other
on our
at
graves.
your funeral.
Yeah, at our graves. But you know what I'm saying? Like, what's really important? Is it really important to? And this is back to that Caleb Moran podcast too. Is it really important to make that extra $1 that day, or you know, is there a point to where you're saying, man, you live a very good fucking life? Why don't you not get greedy and focus on actually spending time with your son? Like, is it better for me to wake up at 5 a.m. every morning and not be a pussy, as you would say, and just fucking get it done and be like Arnold and, you know, get all my work done, and then every night from 6 to 9 or 10 o'clock, I'm just a fucking complete dick to my son because I'm completely tired and I don't have time to go throw the football with him or set up his Alexa or whatever.
I think it's the multiple meals every couple hours dragging you down, making you tired.
Yeah, so it's back to fasting and whiskey?
I think there's no right answer for everybody. It's like, so I brought a guy into my program the other day, and he's like, all right, well, you told me to do this fast, but what do I refeed with? And then what do I do right after? I was like, dude, this is 3 months of us holding your hand through this. If I just said, all right, we do this fast on Monday, we do this fast on Wednesday, if it was cookie cutter like that, you'd know I was full of shit and I wasn't actually coaching you. We got to see, A, how do you respond to your first fast? B, what kind of foods you actually like, because this is going to be a lifestyle change for you. I'm not just going to say eat chicken breasts and broccoli and rice every single fucking night, because you're not going to do that 10 years from now. So what I'm getting at is the reason there isn't a cookie cut answer for every single person is because people do have different goals, whether they're fitness goals, family goals, business goals. People have different lifestyles. Some people, I was talking to someone last night that likes to stay up till 2 or 3 a.m., sleeps till 11. He gets the majority of his work when his family goes to bed. I'm the opposite. I don't like necessarily waking up at 4 or 5, but I found that whether I do or I wake up at 6 or 7, I'm always tired by 9, 10 regardless. So I got to wake up at 4 or 5 to get those few hours of Joel time and be productive. So to what you're saying, I don't think there's a right answer for everybody. Sounds like you're finding what's working good for you.
See, and I feel like if I get enough sleep, I'm more alert and productive throughout the day to where I can get done. You know, I might have like less of a window to get my shit done, but I can still get more done as I've been only had 4 or 6 hours of sleep that night, and I was just struggling through the day.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't know, man. I'm still struggling with it. Like, I don't have tune back in. I don't have a great answer. And honestly, I do think that hopefully this test helps.
I think
get
it
my
will.
testosterone
What'd you
back
get,
up.
You got measured at 4?
I was at a 390.
390
for my testosterone. So hopefully
that'll affect it.
Anabolic will help, and this test will help. But I really also do think that it has a lot to do with, and we got to end this one here pretty quick, so we have a guest coming on pretty soon. But
are we going to make a bet for July 1st? Because I was going to say, if you do get better than me, I want to jump on test, because that'll fucking prove that, well, eating like dog shit for 2 months prior, and the test helps. So maybe I'll think about getting on test.
I think you should either way. But yeah,
I cut you off.
I think you should. Yeah, and I lost my train of thought. I do that a lot lately. See, this is where the sleep comes in, and I didn't wake up till 6 this morning.
You look kind of tired.
Do I?
No,
thanks.
You look good.
Thanks, buddy. So, anyways, fuck Alan Roberts. I'm gonna win July 1st.
Dude, what's the bet? Even if it's something like dinner on the other one, or just something tangible. So like, all right, and if we fucking both break even, if we both look super shredded, there's not a clear winner, we'll just go out and have dinner.
Why don't we make it fun and something that's like, well, it turn into a fun trip? Like someone has to get plane tickets to Vegas. Yeah,
plane tickets wouldn't be bad, but hotels and everything else is where.
I mean, even plane tickets would be, $500,000.
I'm going to buy them for the year 2029 though, so they're only like $30.
They got to be this year once shit opens back up.
To be continued.
Yeah, we'll figure something out.
I kind of like that idea.
We'll figure something out.
We'll have to find a conference out there so I can write it off, but I like it.
Yeah. I'm sure there is. So, but no, I don't know, man. I'm going to continue to work on my schedule and try to figure out how I can be, because it's not just about being successful anymore. Like, I mean, obviously I do want to be successful. I'm never happy with where I'm at, but I also want to be, I want to find that balance, and I still want to be the best father that I can be. And that's where I struggle with is, where is that balance? You know, there's sometimes where I wake up at 5 and I feel great that morning, and maybe it worked that day. And then there's other times where like I'll do it for a period of time and then I'll just feel completely drained. And, you know, there's sometimes I wake up at 6 and I feel great all day, or I might wake up at 6:30 and feel like I slept too much and I'm tired.
I think the testosterone will help a lot.
So yeah, we'll see. Well, guys, this has been another podcast. If you liked anything that you heard today, found anything entertaining, any good information, please give us a like, share. We're on all of the platforms. We have a Instagram page for the podcast. It's Dads Who Lift Official. If you are a dad who lifts, we have a Facebook group as well. Dads Who Lift. There's like 30,000 dudes in there and growing like crazy. That'll help you with anything you need, fitness related, dad related, just trying to be the best people, the best versions of ourselves that we can be. This podcast is on iTunes, SoundCloud, YouTube, iTunes, SoundCloud, YouTube. What's the other one? Chad's not here to.
We'll link it in the show notes.
Yeah, it'll be linked in the show notes. But we do this stuff.
There you go.
Spotify. There we go. Spotify. There's Chad.
With the assist.
So we do this for free, though, guys. We appreciate your support. We love 5-star reviews, a like or share. Fuck Alan Roberts, and have a good day.
Shit.
Listen, there's no way to be the best version of yourself if you're not raising the bar.
Raising the bar isn't just about doing the things you're supposed to be doing. It's about doing those things that no one expects you to do and doing them perfectly.
Thanks for listening, guys. If you love this podcast and you are a dad who lifts, check out our Facebook group, Dads Who Lifts, and join. You can also catch this podcast on SoundCloud, YouTube, www.dadswholiftapparel.com. We also have a Dads Who Lift Apparel Facebook page.